The Secret of Tongues. Chapter 1, The Mysterious Note. Lena walked through the university park, her notebook in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. The day was sunny, but her mind was cloudy. "I need to finish my project," she muttered to herself. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew something to her feet. It was a piece of paper. She bent down and picked it up. The paper was old, with strange writing on it. The letters were not in English. "What is this?" she whispered. Her curiosity grew as she read the words aloud, trying to understand. Quem busca, and contra. What does it mean? Lena asked herself. She took out her phone and searched for a translation. Who seeks, finds, she read slowly. The words sent a shiver down her spine. At the bottom of the paper, there was another message, this time in English: find the truth in the library. Time is running out. Time is running out. What truth? Lena thought. She looked around but saw no one. Was it a joke? Or something more? She felt her heart beat faster. Lena decided to go to the library. As she walked, she repeated the mysterious phrase, who seeks, finds. Find the truth in the library. Her voice was soft, but her mind was racing. Shadowing moment, repeat the phrase aloud. When she arrived, the library was quiet. She went to the front desk. "Excuse me, I found this note," she said to the librarian. The librarian, an older man with glasses, looked at the paper. His eyes widened. "This is not just a note," he said in a low voice. "Follow me." Lena's curiosity turned to excitement and fear. She followed the librarian through rows of bookshelves until they reached a small door. He unlocked it and stepped aside. "Your journey begins here," he said. Lena stepped inside. The room was dark, and the air felt heavy. On the table, there was a glowing book. Cliffhanger, Lena reached out to touch the book. Suddenly, a voice echoed in the room, "Are you ready to find the truth?" Key vocabulary: walk, look, find, follow, library, note, read, truth, time, book. Questions for readers. What do you think the glowing book is about? Would you follow the librarian? Why or why not? Chapter 2, The Secret Library. Lena held the mysterious note tightly as she walked through the quiet corridors of the university. Her heart raced. She read the words again, find the key in the library. The library? What key? Lena whispered. She entered the grand old library. The air smelled of dusty books and wood polish. Rows of shelves stretched endlessly. A faint light flickered in the corner. "Hello?" Lena called softly. Her voice echoed. An elderly man appeared, wearing round glasses and a warm smile. "Looking for something special, young lady?" he asked in a calm voice. Lena hesitated but decided to show him the note. "I found this. It says something about a key." The man squinted at the note. "Ah, you found a piece of the puzzle," he said. "Come with me." They walked down a narrow staircase into a hidden part of the library. The walls were lined with books in different languages: French, Spanish, Chinese, Arabic. Wow, Lena said, wide-eyed. What is this place? This is the language room, the man explained. Here, we keep the secrets of the world's languages. But only those who seek knowledge can unlock them. He handed her a dusty book titled The Key of Words. Inside, there were lists of basic phrases: hello, thank you, help me. Start with these, he said. Lena repeated softly, hello. Thank you. Help me. Good. Practice these every day, the man encouraged. Now, take this book and turn to page 20 at midnight. You'll find more clues. Lena looked at him, puzzled. What kind of clues? The man smiled but didn't answer. He turned and walked away into the shadows. Lena clutched the book tightly. As she climbed back upstairs, she felt a sense of both excitement and fear. What was on page 20? What would she discover at midnight? As the clock struck 12, Lena opened the book. A strange symbol and a riddle appeared. What speaks without a tongue and moves without legs? Cliffhanger, Lena gasped. What does this mean? She needed answers, and fast. Practice shadowing. Hello. Thank you. Help me. What is this place? What does this mean? Question for readers. What do you think the answer to the riddle is? Chapter 3, The Journey Begins. Lena stood at the edge of the village, the diary tightly in her hands. The sun was low, casting golden light over the small, stone houses. She looked at Tomas, who smiled and nodded. Are you ready, Lena? He asked. Yes, she said, her voice steady but her heart racing. Let's go. They walked toward the center of the village, where the elders were waiting. One elder, a kind woman named Maria, stepped forward. She held a small wooden box. Inside was the artifact, a smooth, glowing sphere with strange symbols etched on its surface. This is the key, Maria said slowly. It will guide you, but only if you speak the right words. Lena looked at Tomas, unsure. What words? She asked. The ones you've learned, Tomas said. Try. Lena took a deep breath. She remembered the phrases she had practiced. Carefully, she said, please, show the way. The artifact glowed brighter, and Maria smiled. Good. But you must say more. Lena hesitated. What else should I say? Maria pointed to the diary. Find the next phrase. Lena opened the diary and found the words written in bold, open the path. She repeated them softly at first, then louder, open the path. The artifact shook and a faint blue light emerged, forming a glowing trail into the nearby forest. Follow it, Maria whispered. As Lena and Tomas followed the trail, the forest grew darker. Strange sounds echoed around them, branches cracking, birds calling. Suddenly, the light flickered and faded. Why did it stop? Lena asked, her voice trembling. I don't know, Tomas said. He pointed to the artifact, now dull. Say the last phrase again. Lena tried, her voice shaking, open the path. But nothing happened. A low growl came from the shadows. Tomas froze. Did you hear that? He whispered. Yes, Lena said. Her heart pounded as the sound grew louder. A pair of glowing eyes appeared in the darkness. "What is that?" Lena asked. "Run!" Tomas shouted. Cliffhanger, will Lena and Tomas escape the forest? What lies ahead on the glowing trail? Learning objectives. Vocabulary focus. Words like ready, walk, light, forest, follow, stop, say, try, run. Phrases for shadowing. Are you ready? Please, show the way. Open the path. Engagement. What would you do if the artifact stopped glowing? Can you say the phrases aloud with Lena? This chapter blends storytelling with interactive learning, keeping students engaged and practicing vocabulary naturally.
Ei, você! Eu sei, eu estou interrompendo os seus estudos, mas olha, eu tenho uma lembrança importante para você. Eu vou deixar aqui embaixo na descrição desse vídeo um link com a mensagem 105 palavras mais frequentes para você baixar. Essas palavras são para o idioma inglês, espanhol, japonês, italiano, francês e mandarim. Essas 105 palavras foram cuidadosamente selecionadas para ajudar você a acelerar o seu aprendizado e tornar os seus estudos ainda mais eficientes. São as palavras mais usadas no dia a dia. Baixe agora mesmo e comece a usar essas palavras em suas práticas diárias. Clique no link da descrição, baixe as palavras e continue os seus estudos ainda muito mais motivado.
Chapter 4: The Enigma of the Tower. Lena and Tomas stood at the base of the old tower. Its stone walls were covered in moss, and the wooden door creaked loudly as they pushed it open. Inside, the air was damp and cold. Lena saw carvings on the walls, symbols and words in many languages. "What does it mean?" Lena whispered, running her fingers over the marks. Tomas adjusted his glasses. "It's a puzzle. We must solve it to move forward." On the first wall, they found a phrase in Spanish, El sol brilla. Tomas translated, it means, the sun shines. "Can you say it, Lena?" Lena repeated slowly, El sol brilla. "Good," Tomas said. "Now, look for something about the sun." Lena scanned the room and found another carving, this one in French, Le soleil se lève. She hesitated. "What does this mean?" "It means, the sun rises," Tomas explained. "Repeat it with me, Le soleil se lève." They said it together. Le soleil se lève. Suddenly, a stone shifted in the wall, revealing a hidden passage. "Wow!" Lena exclaimed. "It's working!" They entered the next room, where another puzzle awaited. This time, it was a riddle in English. "I am bright but not hot, I follow the moon." "What am I?" Lena thought for a moment. "A star?" Tomas shook his head. "No, think again." "The sun?" Lena guessed. "Not quite," Tomas said. "Try light." Lena repeated, light. A low rumble echoed as another door opened. The sound made Lena's heart race. "Let's go," Tomas urged. But before they could step through, the walls began to shake. Dust and stones fell from above. "What's happening?" Lena shouted, her voice trembling. "The tower is collapsing." Tomas yelled. "We have to move, now." What will Lena and Tomas find in the next room? Will they escape in time? Learning practice. Shadowing practice, El Sol Brilla, /Le Soleil se lève, /light. Questions for reflection. What do you think they will find in the next room? What would you do in their place? Cliffhanger, the ground cracked beneath their feet as they dashed forward. Would they make it? Chapter 5, The Secret of the Circle. Lena and Tomas entered the heart of the ancient tower. The air was cold, and their steps echoed in the silence. The artifact glowed faintly in Lena's hands, its light illuminating the carvings on the walls. What do you see? Tomas asked. Lena traced her fingers over the symbols. It's a mix of languages, Spanish, French, and maybe Chinese. Look here, libertad, liberté. Tomas nodded. Freedom in 3 languages. But what does it mean? Suddenly, a deep voice filled the room. It means you are close, but not close enough. Lena spun around. A man in a dark cloak emerged from the shadows. He held a piece of the artifact Lena had been searching for. His eyes gleamed with triumph. Who are you? Lena asked, her voice trembling. Someone who knows how powerful this is, the man said, holding up his piece of the artifact. Do you? Lena stepped forward, her voice steady. It's not just about power. It's about connection, understanding. The man smirked. Let's see if you understand this. He threw a riddle at them, switching languages with each line. What has roots as deep as trees, but lives in words spoken with ease? Lena whispered to herself, repeating the lines. Roots, trees, spoken with ease. Tomas, what do you think? Tomas frowned. Language. It must be language. Lena turned to the man. The answer is language. The artifact in her hands glowed brighter, but the man laughed. Impressive. But this is only the beginning. Before Lena could react, he placed his piece of the artifact into a hidden slot in the wall. The ground shook, and the room began to collapse. Run! Tomas shouted. As they fled, Lena clutched the artifact tightly. She glanced back at the man, who vanished into the dust. To the reader, what do you think the man will do next? How will Lena stop him? The tower crumbled behind them as Lena and Tomas stumbled into the forest, breathless and determined to uncover the final secret. This chapter incorporates vocabulary such as language, freedom, roots, connect, and understanding, with clear repetition for reinforcement. It ends with a cliffhanger to keep readers engaged, while questions invite interaction and reflection. Chapter 6, A New Beginning. Lena sat in her small, cozy room, the mysterious diary open on her desk. The morning sun lit up the pages, but her heart was heavy. What now? She thought, looking at the torn map left behind by the thief. Her mind raced. Could she still complete the mission? She whispered to herself, I can't stop now. I've come so far. Just then, Tomas entered the room. Lena, look at this, he said, holding up an old photograph. The picture showed the circle of languages gathered around an ancient monument. At the bottom, a note read, "The truth lies in unity." Unity, Lena repeated. What does it mean? The two hurried to the university courtyard, where a small group of students waited. Lena had invited them earlier to share her story. She held up the diary and spoke slowly, carefully choosing her words. "This book is special," she said. "It shows how languages connect us. Words are bridges. Bridges bring people together." The students nodded. Lena asked, "Do you know the word hello?" The group smiled and repeated after her, "Hello." "Now, in French," she said, pointing to a note in the diary. "Bonjour." The group echoed, "Bonjour." Words like hello are small, Lena continued, but powerful. They start connections. As Lena taught them simple phrases in different languages, something incredible happened. The group grew closer. They laughed when someone mispronounced Guten Tag and cheered when a shy student finally said hola with confidence. Tomas watched proudly from a distance. Suddenly, a gust of wind flipped the diary's pages. Lena noticed a hidden sentence revealed by the movement: "The key is not the words but the people who share them." Her eyes widened. "That's it," she said aloud. "What's it?" asked Tomas. Lena turned to the group. "We're not done. The diary holds more secrets. But first, we must find the thief." Lena's voice grew steady. "Will you help me?" The group responded as one, "Yes." Cliffhanger: the chapter ends with a shadow moving in the courtyard, watching the group. Who is it? What do they want? Practice time. Repeat: hello. Bonjour. Hola. Question for readers: what's your favorite word in another language?